followed by name and title would be an appropriate form of a letter. So you can write you can sign and then you write your name. If you have a title, for example, suppose I am writing official from a college, then I'll be writing HOD. Then if it's an email, I can put more information there. I can put my mobile number. I can even put my email address. And suppose I have something to do, like for example, almost all my correspondence, I put a logo E, which is EnglishSkillsOne. I put that logo, and so that anybody who finds it, will be able to immediately click the link and check what that is. So like that, nowadays I'm starting to put my YouTube link. So these are things that can be done easily on emails. Now this is the format. So these things you need to know. One is you'll be finding that on top you will find a CC and a BCC. Now CC means carbon copy. That is, when you say CC, it goes to another person, and BCC will be blind carbon copy. That is, the other person will not know to whom it is being sent to. So this is a facility which you could use. So you want to send, for example, I want to send an email to a colleague of mine in the same department, but at the same time I don't want the others to know. But I have to send it to the assistant head of the department. Let's say Leda ma'am is the assistant head of the department. She needs to know, but at the same time I don't want her to know that it has been sent to her. I don't want the other person to know. That is, let's say I'm sending a letter to an email to one of your teachers. But I don't want your teacher to know that I'm sending a copy to Leda ma'am, who is the HOD, assistant HOD. So I can put her email address in BCC. Try it out. It will be good for you to understand that. Then subject line is generally you have to give a small subject line, and in that subject line you should write what the contents of the letter is for. Then salutation is optional. You can say dear or Mr. or hi and all those things. Even if you don't write, it's okay, because you're addressing it only to that person. Emails should be very quick, so you really don't have to write again hi and all that. Then why you are writing. So the subject line is important. For example, suppose we are now having an add-on course which we have started. It's 1 week now. Presently it's being run for your seniors, and I have to call a lot of resource persons from different colleges and places. So whenever I send an email to them, there the subject line would be as resource person for this particular date. So my subject line keeps changing because each person, the person might be the resource person, but the date might have to change. Then my reason for writing. So I'll say, please, I would like you to be a resource person for so and so, this thing and so on, like that. Then if you have a little bit more to write, you can put it as 1 or 2 or 3 paragraphs. That is why reason for writing, main point, and additional points if required. So usually emails should not be more than 2 paragraphs maximum. And then closing. Again, you need not close, or you have a standard closing which is there as your signature. You just add that. So that's your closing. So these are certain things that you need to look at when you format your email. I hope that you will be able to practice these things once the online classes begin, and your teacher will be able to. We are supposed to, during this vacation, we are supposed to finish these portions, and then the additional training is supposed to be given by your teachers. Hopefully they will do that for you. So how do you write emails? These are certain guidelines. 1, be brief, then be clear, then don't write too much, avoid dense paragraphs. Plan what you are writing. Don't just keep writing and writing and writing. See to it that your writing is clear. That is, you be accurate. And then also you would have seen if you have been writing emails, when you keep, let's say, a reply comes, usually the reply will come from the same email address and it will be one after another. Now, if you have 4 or 5 or 6 emails, what will happen is you will get confused. Of course, they are one after another date, and they're stacked according to our what you call reverse chronological order. But still, sometimes you might feel confused. So always see to it that your subject line is there, so that you will not be confused. Then generally what I do is I delete previous emails. Also, if you keep those emails, a lot of space will be wasted, and after some time your 15 GB limit for Gmail will be over, and then you'll have to pay money for your additional storage. Then using a plain background is generally recommended. If you've seen, that used to be my style before. Previously, I used to have a white background. Yeah.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but then there were 2 meetings scheduled with the same title. So what happened is, so many people from our class got held up there. Like in the other meeting. So I hope you haven't downloaded the attendance.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good. You know, what happened was I scheduled the first one, but then it didn't show up on my calendar, and so after about half an hour I had to do that. But then later I found that both of them were there, and I couldn't delete it also. That was the problem. Anyway, I haven't downloaded the attendance. Let them keep coming in. So thanks for that. I hope that everyone, if they have not received, please do send them the invitations.
Yes, sir, I already sent.
Okay, thank you. Then, if you've noticed that previously I used to have a white background for my presentations, but now, you know, MS Office with PowerPoint, they're encouraging us to use different backgrounds, and these backgrounds also seem to be good. Especially, I think there might be scientists working on colors and things like that. So here, the color choice given to me this time in my design format for presentation is white against a brown background with a little bit of smattering of blue and green. So you see, that sort of this also seems to be quite good on a mobile also. It looks to be so. I think basically now they are playing with a riot of colors, primarily because the mobile phones are capable of having wonderful displays. So that's something which is new, which wasn't there before. And then always be polite. Be polite means you're not supposed to use slur words. SLUR. You're not supposed to use slangs. You're not supposed to use abbreviations. So many things. We will go into that details also. So that will be certain guidelines for writing an email. Now, how do you start an email? You start an email with something like this. Please find attached the memo we have sent to all our supplies. Even there, PFA is now accepted. PFA would be please find attached. Because suppose you don't have too much of time to waste. So at that time, a boss to his colleagues might just say PFA attachment. That is, please find attached documents, or PFA photos. Please find attached photos. Even that is enough. Or another one is new security code for the front door will be in operation from January 12th. That's a similar situation would be available to your maybe cousins or friends in Bangalore and all who are working in the IT field. Every week, their access code changes, even to go into the office. So these things would be very common once you finish your degree and go to metro cities and things like that, where security codes might keep changing, but your card would be enabled because you are an employee of that particular institution. Sometimes you might have to enter using your fingerprint. Sometimes There are certain places where through your face recognition only you can enter. So many things. You are now aware of all these things because of the pandemic. If you have gone to Focus Mall last year, close to October, November, that time, if you had gone there, you would have seen a face recognition camera where you have to look into the camera. Automatically, your temperature is taken and your face ID is recognized. Lulu, Cochin, such places had this. Let's say more advanced cameras and face recognition techniques which keep coming in and which are now becoming the need of the hour. So ending, you can see when you start, suppose you start an email with Dear Mary, you can end as best wishes or kind regards. Or Dear Mr. Johnson, you have begun yours sincerely or sincerely. So if your email did not start with dear and a name, it could be best wishes or thanks and regards and kind regards or yours or cheers. All these things can be written. If you're writing an email to someone within your company, you can leave out the ending even. So you can just say, for example, from Claire, subject, forms I've attached. I've attached the forms for you, Claire. That's enough. You don't even have to say regards and all that, because those are emails which are almost like WhatsApp messages. Then punctuation in emails. Always see to it that you use capital letters only for names, places, and days of the week. Generally, there is a tendency for all of us now, especially nowadays, for you all to write in small letters only, in small letters only. That should not be done. For your examination also, some of you have started doing that. Many of you have been trained to start with a capital letter, start a sentence with a capital letter. That same thing should be done for your emails also. So please make that a habit, because in WhatsApp, I think most of your conversation is not done using capital. You don't start a sentence with a capital. But that trend should be reduced, because if you are going to write, let's say, an IELTS online exam, or soon, I strongly believe that I think there is a new UGC policy that 40% of your learning will be blended. That is, it will be online, whereas 60% only would be in class. So that 40% section, presently they have said that the examination would be offline, but I strongly believe that if it was me, I would have put that also in an online mode. Okay, you don't have a mobile, you don't have a laptop with you at home, fine. You can come to college and there will be physical distancing. For example, I think, did I tell you? I don't know. If suppose we use the indoor auditorium, the big Father Paikada Memorial Indoor Auditorium. I don't know whether you have seen it. That whole auditorium can accommodate close to 1,000 people at spaces. All we do is network, put systems over there, and within a even if it's a controlled atmosphere, controlled examination, we can have about 500 candidates at one go, and all of you will be on a separate laptop or system. And even that, you need only monitors and a keyboard if you put it on a LAN. So these things are possible. I think if you've been writing certain entrance exams like Swayam courses and all, you would have gone to centers where these things are already in place. So that's what you are going to do soon. And when you do that, see to it that you write with your sentences in capitals and capital small, as to how you are supposed to write it. Just as how you write it on your paper, the same way, you try to practice that also in your life, so that it won't be a sort of common thing for you as you do that. So it would always be nice to vary between your capital and small caps and small caps. Then don't write the whole email in capital letters, as this will look as if you are shouting out to the reader. This is something in emails. Suppose I write a email completely in capital letters. This is actually something as if I am shouting to that person. So let's say I have told you not to. So that not, I will put in NOT as big capital letters. This means that I am actually in a way shouting to that person.